Welcome back to Pack Mentality. I'm Matt Bauert. My wife, Caitlin, and I own Red Wolf CrossFit in Huntington Beach, California. And we started this podcast with one goal in mind, and that was to make fitness education accessible, engaging, and effective for everyone. Today, we have 11-year vet, Yvette Mayorga, on the podcast. She's very special because her entire family cleans the gym for us. They also help watch our kids. And we wouldn't be where we're at without the Mayorga's help. So they do so much for us, and they're a huge reason of why Red Wolf is how it is, because even when we record podcasts, guess who's watching the kids?
That make me cry.
The Mayorgas. So Yvette, so good to have you today. Today's all about you. You've been with us for 11 years. You're going to tell us our fitness story, which I know, but it's going to be fun to share it with the entire gym and everybody else who listens. Yeah. So how are you today?
Good. Good.
You excited?
Yes, very.
Yeah, it's so good to have you. So let's dive right in, shall we?
Yes.
So what would you say in the last 11 years of being with us, what has been like one of your most proudest achievements?
I believe for myself, it's been when I competed in Femme Royale. Remember, Red Wolf used to host Femme Royale?
Mm-hmm. I do remember that.
So I've always wanted to compete, and it was something that I got to do. My kids got to witness it, and the coaches were there to train me. I did it in a team setting, so it was not as intimidating as if it would have been individual, but it was fun. It was good.
Awesome. And what specifically about that kind of motivated you to kind of give that a shot in the first place?
I always wanted to try something. My kids were young, and I was a mom. I wasn't working, and fitness was the only thing I had versus being a stay-at-home mom. And I wanted to challenge myself and push myself and see how far I could go and compete in front of other people.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I remember when you did do that, and that was quite an adventure, and it was really fun watching you, just in general, just watching your evolution just since you first started. I remember when you joined, it was through a Groupon, and then you dragged Rudy in, and then you dragged the kids in, and then seeing that whole evolution of your fitness journey going from when the kids were so young, like when we had, I specifically remember when Dylan specifically was super young. I have some old video that I came across the other day when he was super young, like doing a 95-pound back squat at like a super young age, which was amazing. And then, Emily still participated in stuff. And then David obviously came a lot because he was the oldest. And how has that kind of, shaped how the family dynamic is when it's kind of when all of you are involved in fitness?
Well, first, it makes me very proud that my boys are part of the Red Wolf community. They were pretty much raised by the fitness, by fitness there. I love it when they come home and we all share what our back squat was or how was your time. It's something in our family that keeps us in check. It's something else that we have in common. It gives us something else to talk about. And I mean, don't get me wrong, when the kids were little, I had to push them like, you have to work out, you have to work out. And now they go on their own, and they're at different times. And there's a lot of new members that come up to me and say, "Oh, I met your son. Your son is really strong. Your son is this, your son is that." And it makes me really proud because they wouldn't be where they are now if it wasn't for, Red Wolf. And they're strong. It keeps them healthy. They're athletes, so they're great in their sport. And I mean, they make healthy choices for the most part, but as a family, it just keeps us united. And I love it. I love it. I love that they continue to be healthy and that they continue to invite their friends, and we continue to invite our family to come and enjoy something that we truly love.
Oh, that's amazing. What specifically do you think, kept them coming back for more? Including yourself. Not many people stick with fitness for as long as you have, and let alone stuck with just a single gym for 11 years. So Just kind of like, what's just your opinion on that?
Well, first, my family knows that I need to work out. I don't drink caffeine. I don't drink coffee. So working out for me is my caffeine. It's the way I love to start my day. I've been a 5 a.m.er for 8 years. Never once in my life did I think I was going to be a 5 a.m.er. But when the kids were younger, that's the only time that worked out for me. And you kind of just get in the habit. For myself, I just kind of got in the habit, just getting it done. But my family knows I need to work out. And that's the way I love to start my day. If I'm in a bad mood, if I honestly don't work out, my family is the first one to tell you. But as a mom, nagging them, you got to work out. You know, I asked them, how are you going to be productive? Tell me what you're going to do today. And working out, I pushed them at the beginning. You have to work out. And Rudy would get mad. You know, don't tell them, they're going to get motivated. I'm like, nope, they have to. And slowly but surely, I think they just started loving it because now they come on their own.
Yeah, no, it's so true. Is that, you know, it doesn't seem like that it's a chore to them at all because, you know, even today I worked out with David at 9:15. I see Dylan in there all the time. So, and obviously you and Rudy. So, it's really cool to see how, you know, when you got them started at such a young age, how now on their own, it's like second nature. Like it's weird to not see them at times.
And as a parent, you know, you instill great habits in your kids. You know, I would be a hypocrite if I tell them work out. Yet I don't work out or Rudy doesn't work out. You know, it's like you got to work out. It's for your own well-being, your mind, your physical. You know, just do it. It'll be quick. You know, you don't have to think about anything. Just go in and get out, and they love it. And you know, there's other people in our family and our friends that you know go to Red Wolf that enjoy it as well.
Awesome. No, 100%. And kind of backtracking here, but what was the main reason that got you started along this whole fitness journey in the first place?
Well, CrossFit to me was, when I first started, was extremely scary. A lot of our law enforcement families did CrossFit or do CrossFit or are into CrossFit. But it was something that I never imagined myself doing. I was like, I can't do that. There's no way. How am I going to live that? I have always worked out, but I have never stuck to anything like this.
Really?
Never.
What were you doing before?
I was doing hot yoga. I would go to LA Fitness and do the step classes, cycling, walking, stroller skating with the kids. I was always active, but I've never stuck to this, to anything like this. But when we saw the building being built, that we were cruising around, Rudy said, they're gonna build a CrossFit and we got to come. And I'm like, oh no, I'm not going. There's no way. I can't do all that stuff. He goes, oh, you know, my friends say that they'll teach you how to do the movement and we just got to go. Let's do it together. Well, then we saw the Living Social coupon and we're like, okay, let's try it. And it was intimidating. But for myself, I just had to get over it. And I did. And slowly but surely, I continued. And there was a lot of milestones. There's a lot of things I did and that I don't do now, but that's okay. I'm still there. Still there.
Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely. What would you say is like the main thing that kept you coming back for more? Because you said before that there was, you know, that you were always active, you were doing other classes, you had fitness experience, but to stick with this for 11 years, what would you say is the deciding factor for you?
There's two things. One is I really don't have to put any work into it besides showing up, and the programming's already there for me. I don't have to think about it. All the movements are, you tell me what I need to do. No matter if you've been there for 5 years or you've been there for 10 years, they're going to show you the movement. So that's one. I don't have to think about it. I just show up. Two is just the people. I've been there for 11 years and there's so many people that have left. You know, it's sad. And I think I've told you this before. It's sad that, we're not going anywhere, but people come and go. But I'm friends with a lot of people that have moved out of state. There's, people that, that I visit. They come to visit me. We talk on the phone, not only social media, but we talk on the phone and text often. So I've made some really, really good friends, the community. And I made some really good friends, and I get to work out with my friends. And when they leave, we're still friends. So that's the second thing, the community, because you need friends. You need people that you like to work out with.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. I totally feel you on that. With so many good people have come and gone, and you've been there to witness it through all the years. And so many people move, or life just happens, and we still do stay in touch. And a lot of times they actually do come back. Like this year alone, like we have, even this month alone, we've had 3 people come back who haven't been with us for a while. One of them hasn't been with us for 3 years, and they moved back to Huntington Beach, and so they joined right away. The other one joined, they actually left in 2017, and now they're back this year. And then same thing, someone recently left, they've been gone for about 2 years, and now they found their way back in, all in 1 month. So, people come and go, but sometimes guess what? They come back, which is always nice.
Yeah.
So clearly there's been a lot of challenges, both physically and mentally, over the last 11 years. And fitness is usually the first thing to kind of fall to the wayside. So what kind of challenges have you had to overcome in the last 11 years, and how has your training helped you overcome them?
I think, everyone's fitness journey is different. I mean, we're a family of 5, and everyone's fitness journey is different. I think overall, seeing where I'm at compared to people in my family, getting my mindset and getting myself, checking my own self versus pushing other, people in my family, or, pushing people in my family, but just making sure that I'm working out for myself. There's a lot of things that I learned how to do at the beginning of CrossFit that I no longer do. For example, like box jumps or rope climbs, because I fell off the rope climb at that old gym, and it was, much higher, but little things. But right now, I think my fitness journey, I'm taking it back to the basics. And I've been working with Caitlin for the past almost, I think it's going to be 8 months, maybe, with the Build and Burn. But I'm just taking it back to the basics. And like if I'm starting all over again, new numbers, new PRs, new learning how to do everything else, everything that, I started CrossFit again.
Okay. Awesome.
But yeah, just pushing myself.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And there is times where it's really good to kind of hit the reset button and to go back to to our foundations. And I say this all the time, especially when I'm coaching some of my newer clients, is that they always kind of want to skip steps and everything. I'm like, no, you have to master the basics first. Yeah. And then once you master the basics, we still repeat them and go back to the basics again, and then and master them again, because CrossFit has a saying where it's virtuosity, which is doing the common uncommonly well. And once you lay that foundation and you keep repeating them, then you will continue to see results in that fashion. So
I told Caitlin this at our last meeting. I told her, I think I'm starting to love where I'm at again. Not that I did not, but it's just like I'm just the basics and the form and the movement, and it's like more reps. And I don't RX. I never RX. I modify everything. And I like to leave myself notes on the score so that when I come back to something, I could read it. I purposely did not transfer my old results from Sugar Watt to this new, because I wanted to start fresh for 2024.
Awesome.
And I explained to her exactly what I was doing, and she gave me some feedback and whatnot. But I told her at our last meeting, I love where I'm at now in my physique and where I'm going. And I just tell her, I'll meet you. I have another meeting with her in October, but I like where I'm going.
No, that's awesome. And what would you say is like your main goal right now that you're working on?
Obviously, everyone I says leaning out. I want to get stronger. I There's so many different bodies in the gym, and we look at these bodies like, oh my gosh, she has a beautiful this, she has a beautiful that. But I had to sit myself down a couple of months ago and look at myself and talk to myself and say, you know what, this is your body, and you're never going to have that because this is who you are. And those individuals or that individual, does so much heavier than you or whatnot. So you either need to accept who you are and where you're going to go, or I'm going to be screwed in the head. But I think just accepting myself and where I'm going. Right now, I just want to get stronger. I want to do more reps. I'd love to get faster at running, which I dislike running, but I want to get faster at that. But just more reps. I want to get stronger. I want to hit new PRs. And if eventually when you get stronger, you do weights, then the leaning happens. But if it doesn't happen, that's okay because I love where I'm going.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So you're kind of going more of like a performance-based like indicator of what success looks like for you is just getting stronger and be able to do more repetitions of everything. Is there anything specifically that you want to get stronger at, or has been kind of like a milestone for you?
Well, you're asking me that today when I failed at my strict prep, and I was really close. So that's happening next week because Caitlin said we're doing it next week.
Mm-hmm. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Nailed it. So you're working on your strict prep.
Yeah.
Are there any other aspects of your fitness that you're working on?
Just speed with running, cardio. Give me anything cardio, I'm there. I love the cardio. Weightlifting has always been intimidating, and you guys, my coaches, know that. But I'm learning. It's a process. I'm learning for my mind not to play tricks on me when I'm come up to the bar and it's a heavier weight. But it's just a work in progress.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Despite being there for so long.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's really great, though, that, that I appreciate your honesty with that because, it is intimidating. It can be intimidating. And especially when, the workout can be, with a high heart rate or something, and then there's something heavy on the bar, it can kind of get to you mentally. And it's really good, though, to hear someone who's been doing it for 11 years that they still kind of get those jitters. And, I think a lot of people can relate to that. How has like your lifting or your mentality of that evolved since you started to where you are at now, and just in fitness in general?
So I start by the night before. I start preparing for it. So I look at the workout. I know when I go at 5:00 in the morning, I know exactly what I'm going to be doing. I know what weight I'm going to be doing. I know if I'm going to obviously modify or not modify. Because no matter how much time we have to prepare, you hit the panic button because you're in a hurry to get your weights or to get prepared for it. But I need to prepare the night before, and I need to know what exactly I'm doing because when I get in there, it's game on, and I get all my equipment and my weights, and I know if what I'm going to modify, what I'm going to do, and say hi to my friends and whatnot, and then go.
That's awesome. Kind of looking back, was there any kind of, other than Femme Royale, was there any other moment or experience at the gym that was really a defining milestone for you?
I think just bringing in my entire family, and like I mentioned earlier, just watching my kids work out and them, they're adults, and just being together and people coming up to me and saying, your son is really strong, or I got to work out with your son, or I think that's one of a very happy moment for me because we've been there for so long. I've seen the gym evolve through so much. I've known you without kids before being married. The gym has moved. Friends have left. I made new friends, and I'm still there. It's just, there's so many. It just it brings me to tears just thinking about it, because, you know, now you have 3 kids, and I mean, they're part of our lives. You know, we watch them, and we're watching them grow. It's just pretty cool to see where Red Wolf is, and you know, it's exciting to see where it's going.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Were you saying something else?
Sorry.
Okay. No, I was gonna say, like, it's really cool to have someone be able to be a part of the entire journey and go on that journey with us, and to also evolve with us. And like, we relate to you guys so much because of, you know, you have 3 kids as well, and yeah, getting like parenting advice from you as well has been very helpful. And I think that's such a great milestone that you're able to get your entire family there, because I think that's something that can cause a lot of separation in families, is because you'll have, you know, someone will be super into fitness and then someone will be the exact opposite. And then sometimes that can cause tension, or, I mean, that could just cause, like, you know, people just can't relate as much. But then when the entire family not only works out, but the entire family goes to the exact same gym and does the exact same workout, then you all have something that's collective that you can all talk about and be like, oh man, that was rough, or this was fun. Or, I can't wait for tomorrow. What are you going to do? So it makes the family dynamic much better.
Yeah, and we all have different journeys, and my journey's different than Rudy's. Rudy, you know, David has different goals. Dylan's different goals. We all have different journeys, but the nice thing about it is we're doing it together, and it gives us something else to talk about. Not that we don't have anything to talk about, but it gives us something to enjoy, that we enjoy to talk about. And I mean, we can be, you know, getting ready for bed. And did you see the workout for tomorrow? Who are you going to do that? Who, you know, it's pretty cool that, that we get to do that with our kids. Because how many kids say, I get to work out with my parents?
Yeah,
my parents are really strong, you know, and you know, I could put my hand, you know, and just work out with my parents. It's just pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that is awesome. And it's cool because you also, like you said earlier, you set the example for them to start with, and then now they're just following suit. And then guess what? You know, when your family gets bigger, and then you know, they have their kids of their own, then they're going to pass that on. So it just benefits everyone, and then everybody will have something that's collective.
Right. And Rudy was born and raised in Huntington Beach, and people know exactly where I work out. I mean, we put it on social media, we share pictures, family, this and that. And they swing. I mean, everyone goes to Costco, so they know exactly where it's at.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, we saw you at the window, or we saw the kids, or we saw you running." You know, we honked, and we invite them, but they don't want the challenge. They don't want to work. You know, they don't want to work.
Yeah.
So,
what would you say is be the biggest thing that holds other people back from actually taking the first step?
I think it's the commitment. And people say, "Oh yeah, CrossFit, you get hurt." Well, yeah, if you don't do the movements correctly, you can get hurt, but you can also do that walking down the street. I think that just they're not committed. They don't want to commit to it. They don't want to make that lifestyle change. And you know, for me, it's a lifestyle. This is what I do every single day. I get up, brush my teeth, go to the gym, and if I sleep in, I have to go another hour, another time frame. And yeah, people just don't want to commit. That's what it is. And they're lazy. Lazy. It's lazy.
Yeah.
Everyone wants it, but no one wants to work for it.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell my kids. I said, if you want it, you got to work for it. There is no excuse for you not to work out. There are so many times for you to work out. If you can't do it, go at 5 o'clock in the morning. Dylan's been going at 6, and then he still works out with his baseball team. And there's no excuse. But overall, I think people are just lazy and they don't want to commit to it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they're tired. Well, you know what? I'm tired too. But yeah, it's part of my lifestyle. I have to do it.
Yeah. Let's talk about that a little bit more, because I mean, you obviously do a lot. I mean, you work. You also run Rudy's Mobile Taco Grill, which we've used multiple times. Advertisement right there. Definitely use them. The tacos are amazing, by the way. Rudy still works, even though he retired. Guess what? He went right back to work, and like his schedule still isn't that easy, even though he is working a lot less than what. Less intense of a job than when he was with the police department. So how has your family kind of prioritized that in a way to where, in a way that's like relatable to other people who have just the exact same schedule, but for some reason they make the excuse that they can't do it?
I think like I said, I think you just have to want it. You have to want to get stronger, healthier, and with that comes, getting leaner and making healthier choices. For my family, I mentioned I work out at 5 a.m. That's not exactly the time I want to work out, but that's the only time I could work out. On my days off, I'd rather work out at 5 a.m. and get it done, because then I could go home and shower. And if I want to take a nap, I could take a nap, or I could go about my day. But it's just part of our lifestyle. It's a to-do list. It's on your list. You go to work, you go to the gym. Either you go to the gym and then you go to work. It's on your list. It's not like, oh, well, if I get to it, I'll go. No, it's on my list. It's on my family's list. My boys are on different schedules, so they go all over the place, but it's on their list.
Yeah. I love that. I love how it's on your list as if it's a non-negotiable, as if, you can't miss work, you can't miss your workout as well.
There's, rest days, but the rest days is always where we go for a walk, or we're on a bike, or honestly, it's just a rest day where you're recovering we have gadgets at home too. The Hypervolt, and we have, rollers to recover and stuff like that. But for the most part, if you have a rest day, it's a light rest day, but you're still being active in some way.
No, absolutely. And clearly it's paying off, because, you're still here, you're still seeing results. The kids are still coming. They've gotten exponentially stronger as well, which is crazy. Sure. Like Dylan especially, and David obviously, coming all the time now. Which is really great to see. So kind of switching gears here, but, how has being a part of the community kept you motivated to continue that schedule? I mean, you mentioned that you work out at 5 a.m. even on your rest days. So how much of the community has helped shape that? Every time frame of the class, every class has those little groupies, and if I go to another class, I feel like I don't belong because there's my friends aren't there. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I know.
And I have been to other times. I mean, I still see people I know, but it's not my groupies, it's not, the same people that I work out with. So that's one motivation. You look forward to seeing your friends at the gym. You look forward, to seeing, obviously the coach, but your friend. And that's what helps me. And it's fun.
Yeah,
that's fun.
I love it.
Yeah, we have people come, and that comes at different times, and they're like, I don't know how you 5 a.m.ers do it. I'm like, we just do it. We just do it. How do you guys lift so heavy? I'm like, we just do it.
Yeah, you just figure it out.
We're in bed by 9, by the way.
Yeah, I bet you guys are. So I know something you brought up earlier in the podcast. You mentioned, just being here and seeing the entire evolution over the last 11 years. Kind of walk us through that, like kind of what you've seen in the evolution of Red Wolf and yourself along with that journey over the last 11 years.
Well, I've seen several coaches. We used to have several coaches. The gym was open. There was a lot of, we did weightlifting. So there was weightlifting classes. There was a cardio class. I don't really know the programming, because my responsibility for myself that I consider is just showing up. Mm-hmm. That's your job. I don't really care about I do care about the programming, but that's your job to take care of. But I love the programming then, and I love it now. I think now it's a little bit more family oriented. There was a time now where there was a lot of members that were pregnant, and there was even pregnancy workout. It's been, I've seen people get married. I've seen people get divorced. I've seen people have kids. I mean, you yourself were very young when you started the gym. Now you're married and you have 3 kids of your own.
Yeah.
I feel like, Red Wolf is my second home, and I feel so proud of where you and Caitlin have taken it, because I started not knowing a lot of the names of the movement and not knowing the movement. And I'm not the first to finish and I'm not the last, but I'm always there, and people know where my square is. And I'm always there, and and I wish people would just take the opportunity to just try it and give it 30 days and you will love it. Because like I said, I have never done something for so long. And it's a long time for me to be working out the same thing, CrossFit.
Right.
And sharing it with my family. But it makes me so proud to see all the work that you guys put into the gym. And it does not, for my family, it does not go unnoticed. Because you guys have come a long, long way.
Thank you.
You guys are killing it. I'm so proud of you guys.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you guys. You guys manage the business, you manage the girls, the kids, and you stay sane and have time for each other. And that's why my family and I love you guys and are here for you guys.
No, thank you so much, Yvette. And yeah, we couldn't do it without you. You do so much, and you've been a huge part of, like I said earlier, our success as well, because so many times that, you watched the kids for us so that we could, we would make a podcast, or we would coach our clients, and we would go out on a date night and finally have some time for each other. So we couldn't do it without you either. So you're just every bit a part of the success as we are. So can't thank you enough. So with that said, what advice would you give someone starting today? Like you mentioned that, just give it 30 days. So what advice would you give someone who's just, starting from ground zero, they're starting today, and knowing what you've learned over the last 11 years with us, what would you tell them?
First of all, I would tell them that before they even step into Red Wolf, they need to check themselves. Like, is this something I really want to do? Not only just showing up, but mentally. What am I going to do outside of the gym to continue for the 30 days or the year, the 10 years, or what am I going to do? Who am I going to surround myself around, and how am I going to balance it before you even step foot? Once you take care of that, if you're 100% committed to trying it out, you have to be ready to fail, because you're not going to be able to do everything that everyone else does. You have to be ready to fail, and you better be okay with it. Mm-hmm. If you're not okay with it, then don't even bother, because you're going to fail. And, does it matter how long you've been there? I still fail. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's tough. The other day I was crying, and I cried to Caitlin because I couldn't work out because my knee hurt. Mm-hmm. And I really, really wanted to get the power clean.
Yeah.
But that just goes to show the love that I have for something that I really want to do. Mm-hmm. So I would tell the person, you know what? Before you even step foot, don't even waste your time. Don't waste the coach's time. Make sure this is exactly what you want to do, and talk to yourself, get yourself in check, and be prepared to fail. And give yourself several days, weeks, sometimes months, maybe years before you are successful at anything, because it takes a long time to get a double under or get great at doing something. But no matter what, the coaches are always going to be there for you, and they're going to guide you, and they're going to help you. but you have to be prepared to put in the work as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love that how you mentioned speaking about checking yourself before you even come in and making sure you're actually fully committed, because I mean, fitness in general, it doesn't matter what program you do, it doesn't matter if it's CrossFit, Zumba, Pilates, doesn't matter. But if you're not fully committed to actually making that change mentally and physically, then there's no point even doing it in the first place. You know, like the whole, I always tell people this too when I like talk to them. I'm like, you don't want to solve a major problem with a minor amount of effort, you know, and do you believe in that? And if they say no, then I'm like, well, we're probably not the best fit for you, because the only way you're going to see your results is if you're fully committed and you actually want to show up, or you can actually show up, 4 to 6 times a week. And the good thing about that though is it filters out people for us, because we do only want to work with committed people.
Correct.
Because we want to get you results, and you're wasting your money with us if you don't even show up. So, and unfortunately, a lot of the fitness industry relies on that. Like they charge a super low rate, as low as possible, to where you don't even notice the charge, to where even if you go once, it'll be worth it. But then you always justify it to yourself mentally.
Correct.
And then yeah, because like we're in the business of of helping people, and we want to get them results in the shortest amount of time possible, and keep them motivated to keep coming back for more and to work out. Because a lot of people, I see that a lot of their main complaints or their main constraints is mostly time and motivation. And so I'm like, hey, we give you both. You're gonna get a great workout in less than an hour, and motivation, you don't even need it, because all you have to do is show up. And then once usually 9 times out of 10, well, at least this is for me, you can correct me if you feel differently, but I feel like once I get through the warm-up, regardless of how I feel, once I do the workout, I feel 10 times better.
Correct. Yeah, same here. I think, well, like I was saying, I used to go to LA Fitness and do the classes. I never went into the weight room because all those machines are intimidating. I didn't even know where to start. I don't know. People are working on their chest or leg. I don't know what machine does what. So I would just go straight to the classes and do the the step class, the cycling class, and then, do the yoga. And then from there, I moved to hot yoga. Like I said, before I was doing CrossFit, I was across the street doing hot yoga. And I was like, there's no way I can do all that stuff. There's no way. And, there's stuff I really don't do anymore. I no longer do. I'm no longer interested in doing stuff, but I just want to be there, and I want to move, and right now, I just want to do more reps, and get it done.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I work out and I look like a hot mess, and all these people look so beautiful, and I'm like, how is it that they worked out? We did the same workout, and I look like a hot mess. I don't understand.
Yeah, I look like a hot mess when I work out too. I'm all over the place. Today I was, at least.
Yeah. But yeah.
Awesome. So kind of going back to that, when you were talking about how you didn't even know how to use even the machines, how much has the instruction at Red Wolf really helped you develop your fitness over the last 11 years?
Well, a lot, because I'm a visual person. That's hence why I'm always at the front. No matter how long you've been there, I've been there for 11 years. No matter how long you've been there, I still need to see the movement. I still need to do the movement with the PVC pipe, with the bar. I'm still learning. I still have a lot to learn, and I'm okay with that. And it's not easy for anyone to say that. Everyone wants it, and they all want it right now, and they want to do it. I'm okay. I'm okay with not getting that movement. I'm okay with having to do it again. I'm okay with failing, but I'm going to come back and I'm going to do it. Like, I'm going to get that PR next week.
Yeah.
But you just have to be okay with it. And it's been a process, and I'm still learning, and I still have the energy, and I still have, the drive, and I love it. I look forward to it every morning.
Yeah.
So looking forward to each and every day.
Yeah.
The workouts. I remember when you guys would release the workouts the night before, and so me and my friends would be like, okay, it's a workout out. It's a workout now. And now, that we have a couple of days to prepare. And to, if you're going to have a rest day, what day are you going to pick, No,
that's awesome. So before we start wrapping up things here, what would you say is like your biggest piece of advice for everyone listening to you? Like just give us like Yvette's like wisdom in the wrap up.
I would say just give it a shot. Try it. It doesn't hurt to try it and commit. Once you try anything in life, and you love it, you stick to it. But not only that, but if you make it a priority for your own well-being, mentally, physically, do it for yourself first before you do it for your family. I always make sure I take care of myself first, because if I'm not okay, if I'm not taken care of, then how am I going to take care of my family? But I always make sure to take care of yourself. So with that being said, just take care of yourself first. And whatever it is that you do, whatever type of fitness journey you're on, take care of yourself for your own health and well-being.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's often, especially in today's society, almost viewed as like contrarian, but it's so true that you do need to you can't take care of other people unless you take care of yourself. And there's a great story. When I first learned that, one of my mentors actually told me the story that he's like, Matt, imagine you're on a plane and the pilot needs to make an emergency landing and they won't be able to land for like another 2 hours, but there's only one sandwich on board and everybody's hungry. Who gets the sandwich? Is it the children? Is it the flight attendant? Is it just the old person on the plane? Like, no, it's the pilot. Mm-hmm. The pilot should eat the sandwich because he's going to be the one, he or she is going to be the one who takes the plane and lands it for all of us to be safe. Mm-hmm. And so I think a lot of times, often people will forget that. And especially as parents, we often put our kids first, which is understandable, our kids, our families. But then when we lose our own health, then that's when we can't provide for them if we can't be there for them at all if we're not healthy ourselves. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, I've seen this many times over with, even recently, one of my clients told me about one of his old high school friends got unfortunately died of a heart attack. At only 60, he was 67. Mm-hmm. He died of a heart attack and left his wife and kids behind. And I asked him, like, was he sedentary? Was he active? He's like, no, he was very sedentary. And unfortunately, he just chose not to take care of himself. And then now his family is without him, unfortunately. And, I think about things like that all the time, which keeps me motivated to work out. Like, that's the only motivation I need. is to eat healthy and is to make sure that I'm there for them, to be a provider.
Yeah, and my family knows, like, they know that I need to take care of myself first, and whatever it may be. But like I mentioned, I need to work out every single day, and I need to work out at 5:00 in the morning because that's the only time I could get it done. Mm-hmm. And once you get yourself in a routine, it in the habit, it becomes a routine. I get my clothes ready at night, and I know my alarm goes off, and you brush your teeth, you go. But my family knows that I come first. I need to take care of myself first. It's up, everyone's different. I'm not being selfish, but if I don't take care of myself, I can't be there to take care of my family. Mm-hmm. And that's it. My family knows.
No, 100%. And no, it's fantastic having you on the podcast today. Thank you so much for sharing your fitness journey with us. It was great having you. And yeah, we'll definitely have you back on for sure in the future. We'll check in on you and see how you're doing. Okay.
Yes.
All right, Yvette.
Sounds great.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening. If this was helpful, please leave us a 5-star review so we know to make more content just like this. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Red Wolf CrossFit, and please send us some content suggestions there. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, good luck. Have fun. Nailed it.